You are listening to the Cookbook Love Podcast with Maggie Green, episode number 369.
Welcome to the Cookbook Love Podcast, a podcast that celebrates cookbook readers, buyers, collectors, writers, and clubs. And now your host, cookbook author, culinary dietitian, and cookbook writing coach, Maggie Green.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Cookbook Love Podcast. How's everybody doing today? It is a quiet morning here in my cookbook bunker. This has become my favorite time of day to record the podcast. Early in the morning, I'm dressed to go out for my walk, but always anxious to talk to you guys, give you an update on what's going on, and share with you some things that are going on behind the scenes here in my cookbook author life. First of all, I want to let you know that Cookbooks on KDP is rolling along. I enrolled new students a couple weeks ago. We are setting up our KDP accounts, getting our Canva all set up, and I'm so excited to work with these students to help them publish their recipes and stories in a book on Amazon. So if this is something that you are interested in doing, stay tuned, of course, to the podcast. I'll be offering another group in 2026 and would love to have you join me then, especially if you have an interest in doing a book of your own and you like the design part of it. You're interested in maybe doing something for your family, or you would like to learn to self-publish. It's a repeatable process that you can do on Amazon. Also behind the scenes, as always, I'm working with my students inside Get Paid to Get Published, which is my flagship group coaching program for food, culinary, and nutrition experts who want to get paid to write a cookbook so they don't have to spend their own money to edit, design, or print the book. This is the opposite of Cookbooks on KDP because we talk all about the traditional publishing model and how they can leverage their expertise, put it into a concept for a cookbook proposal, and pitch it to a publisher. It's a wonderful way to get published and something that I've always enjoyed and have been involved in 4 times with my cookbooks, and working with the publishing team is just a beautiful thing. But one of the reasons I wanted to talk today about your email list is because there's a misconception floating around out there about publishing that cookbook authors have to chase publishers and agents, that our job is to find them. And that is true. We do need to find a publisher that publishes cookbooks and find agents that help cookbook writers. But in my own life, and in the lives of my students who've gotten published, and in the lives of the authors I've interviewed on the show, what I realize and what I want you to realize is that the opposite is true. The publishing industry is open to all of us. I talked about this in a show a couple of weeks ago about permission. It's really about us saying yes to our dream to becoming a cookbook author, and that publishers and agents are running businesses where they are looking for people like us to be ready for them to help publish our books. Whether Amazon loves to have people publish books on their platform, cookbook and culinary literary agents love to work with cookbook authors who have value to offer to the world, and publishing industry is built on publishing and creating beautiful books, but they have to have someone write the books for them. So if instead of us feeling like we have to chase the publishers and chase down the agents, my question for you today is how would they find you, the expert that you are? How would they discover you with the expertise that you have? And that's exactly what I'm going to talk about today. So there's a word in the publishing industry, and I've used it before, and it's kind of thrown around, but it's the word platform. That's a word that the publishing industry uses. You've maybe seen it before, but what does it really mean in simple terms? And what I like to think about my platform is, how do people find me? This is a big, huge world we live in. And you have value to share with other people. I have value to share with other people, but how are people finding me or finding you? Most often, the first place they turn to is they search for us online. Okay. And you're either have an online presence, or you don't. So you can check that out. And if you have a business, you probably do already have an online presence. If you're a home cook and you're thinking about starting a cookbook project and you want to create income, you will be sort of creating a small business model for yourself. The only time you wouldn't do this is if you're truly just generating this book for your family, and there will be no cash exchange. You don't want to have an online presence. So if I'm talking to those of you that have an online presence or want to build one, how are people finding you online? Through what channels? And do you have a way that you can connect with them consistently? Consistently means that when you post something or when you send something out, you can guarantee that it lands in the email box or on the screen or the phone of the person that you're trying to reach. That's consistently, they can hear from you. You can connect with them. And do you have a way to demonstrate that people actually want to hear from you? So when you strip it all down, a platform is not about being on every single social media channel. That's the best news ever, because often we spread ourselves too thin. You don't have to be everywhere, but I want to encourage you today to build a strong foundation that allows people, including future clients, future customers, future book readers, publishers, agents, other people, to find you online, to be able to reach you online. And I want to talk about the heart of what the platform really is your email list. So let's simplify this even a little bit more. Okay, so when I work with my students, we talk about building their platform. I talk about having a home or a hub on the web. This could be a simple website, a simple place where people can find you. If you haven't built this at all yet, then you have some options about building a simple website. There's platforms like Square and Wix and WordPress, simple websites that are easy to build. Also, sometimes people, if they're just starting in the food space and they want to write and publish more, they maybe even build a home or a hub through a Substack newsletter, and then they send that out to people. Remember, Substack's not a platform that you own, though, so I often recommend that you start with a home or hub on the web on a platform, not to confuse that with your author platform, but like in a space or a property that you actually own. My website is built on WordPress, and it is my home or hub on the web, greenapron.com. If you go there, that's where you can find me. So when people search for Maggie Green, they probably land on Green Apron. That's where everything kind of revolves around for my business. Okay, so the home or hub on the web, and then connected to that is an email list. The beauty of an email list is that you can regularly communicate with people on your email list, and you have a guarantee that unless something unusual happens, your message to them will land in their inbox. And the reason it lands in their inbox is because they want to hear from you. They have given you their email address. And if for some reason along the way they change their mind and they don't want to hear from you, they can unsubscribe. But the thing that's different about an email list is that you can say that you regularly communicate with people and that your message lands in their inbox. This is different than Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, where the algorithm determines who sees what you put out there. But an email list and an email landing in their inbox is a direct communication with people who want to hear from you. So there's a difference between the number of email subscribers you have and the number of followers you might have. And in particular, in publishing with traditional publishers, they have an easier time translating email subscribers to potential readers more so than followers on TikTok, followers on Instagram, who maybe would never even buy a book from you, but they do perhaps like the content that you put out. Now, some followers will translate into readers, but not all do. So the email list is a really great concrete way to not only reach people on a regular basis, send them a message in their inbox, give them a chance to subscribe or unsubscribe that leaves the choice up to them, but also that it's a tool that publishers really like. Plus, it belongs to you. It's a very valuable way for you to communicate with people. So then what happens? You have your home or hub on the web, your website, you have your email list. And by the way, Substack does collect email addresses, and you do build an email list through a Substack newsletter. I'm only throwing that out there for people that maybe don't have anything started and you're looking for a way to start. But the third thing then you want to do is pick one social media channel or one way that you talk to people or share with people that the link in that space drives people back to your email list, usually through the download of a free resource, a checklist or a PDF or a video series or something like that, so that in exchange for their email address, you're giving them something of value. So my main channel is my podcast. I also have, I'm on Instagram, and I also post my podcast audios on YouTube. And I have a way for people, obviously, to get on my email list through my website. And I have a free download that I'm going to offer to you here at the end in exchange for your email address, so that you can kind of see this in motion. But wherever you are on social media, and as you build these channels out, your link should always drive people back to the freebie, which puts people on your email list. You want to have a way to capture and gather these names. And this is valuable for several reasons. First of all, you own it. Social media followers can come and go, disappear overnight. The algorithm can change. People can subscribe to my podcast. They can unsubscribe. I don't even really get to know them unless they're on my email list. But the email list belongs to you, and it's permission-based and it's portable. You can take your email list with you, even if you switch email service providers. You can use it to communicate with your people on a regular basis, and people are on your email list because they want to be there. Secondly, an email list shows publishers that you have an engaged audience. A strong list demonstrates to them that people want to hear from you, and it demonstrates that you want to communicate with them and that you can communicate with them directly once the book is published. This is the beauty of it. And the third thing is that we are doing the work we do for the benefit of ourselves and other people. Everything in online presence and even offline presence, but let's just talk about online presence, is about people. Don't forget that. You can talk to people through email. You can listen to people through email. You can help solve their problems through email. You can use words and explain things in a way that they understand, and ultimately help them get what they want in their life through email. Whether it's feeling better, learning something, having some fun in the kitchen, whatever it is, email is so valuable, not just as a marketing tool, but to build relationships with people. I love my email list, and I build and grow my email list organically and through Facebook ads. I have people coming onto my email list all the time. I have people unsubscribing all the time. I have people that have been on my email list for a long time and some that just joined today. But my purpose for my email is to help people and to build a relationship with these people. And there are several people on my list that I hear from on a regular basis. I'll write something, they write me back. When I talked about having to have our cat put to sleep in June, people on my email list that know me and people that have gotten to know me because of my email list, they wrote back. It's a communication tool. There are people reading our emails. I'm a person, they're a person, and we can share something through an email. So the quick win I want you to take away from this episode today is twofold. First of all, don't just think of your email list as a bunch of email addresses. I want you to think about your email list as a list of people who want to hear from you, that think you have something valuable to offer them. If you already have an email list, I encourage you to re-engage if you haven't engaged for a while, even if it's small. Reignite the connection, get them engaged. What you want people to be doing is opening your emails and clicking links in your emails. Usually, if you put a link in an email, you don't want to put more than one link. Give them something simple to do, or you can ask them to reply, maybe ask a question, but you want some engagement from your audience related to the email. You can share a story, you can ask a question, you can offer a resource or a recipe, but reignite that connection. Because when you regularly start to show up for your audience via your email list, and I recommend you email them at least once a week, you build trust. And when publishers and agents find you, because remember, they're looking for you, they will see in you someone who knows how to connect with other people, who would potentially be someone who would read your book, but they see an engaged audience. That is the value of the email list, is the connection and the relationships you build through regularly communicating with people, week in, week out, getting new people on your list, letting them unsubscribe. But the reason they unsubscribe is because your content just isn't of interest to them anymore. But the good news about that is, if you can really define what it is you want to talk about, if they unsubscribe, it just means they're not interested in talking about that anymore, and you let them go just as easily as you let people come onto the list. So the takeaway is, we are not chasing publishers, and we are not gathering email addresses. We are working in a way that we are connecting with people. Publishers and agents right now are looking for people to write their next books. I promise. They're trying to fill out their list for 2026, 2027. What books are they going to work on? So they're already looking for us. I know that for a fact. Our job is to build a platform in a way that we're present online that makes it easy for people to find us. And at the heart of the platform, the email list is the most beautiful thing that we have available to us. So to put this into action, I want you to head to the show notes, click the link for my free cookbook author platform checklist. It is a usable download, talks about your author platform in a little bit more detail, gives you a nice checklist about the things that are essential for cookbook authors to have on their platform, and things that maybe are optional, ways that you can build it out. But at the end of the day, it's all about ways that you can build relationships with your readers. It's a simple resource. It's a very helpful resource. You can download it today by clicking the link at the bottom in the show notes. And then once you sign up, check your inbox. The email list the checklist will be there, and then you'll be on my email list, and you get to hear from me on a regular basis. And if it's something that doesn't appeal to you, you always have the option to unsubscribe. But I love my email list. I email on a regular basis. It's a fun way to communicate and share stories with you. So go on and head down to the Cookbook Author Platform checklist, download the free checklist, and place yourself on my email list. So that is it for today's episode of the Cookbook Love podcast. Until the next time, this is your host, Maggie Green, and I hope you all have a great day and keep loving your cookbooks.
Thanks for listening to the Cookbook Love podcast. You can find out more information at www.cookbooklove.co.